Alright, so hello and welcome all of you. Welcome back to this particular channel, Pradhan Academy. We are live right now. We are live right now. So we are going to discuss today on a very important topic that is going to be sequence and series, right? So I'm able to see your live chat. Alright, so we are back again on this particular channel, Pradhan Academy, and today we are going to discuss about sequence and series, especially for the upcoming JEE Advanced examination. Okay, so in this particular session, I'm going to discuss the important previous year questions from the chapter of sequence and series, so that you are basically ready to get on doing the questions for sequence series, especially for the upcoming JEE Mains, JEE Advanced examination, right? So I hope your preparation is going wonderfully, right? Please let me know how is the preparation going on. Do let me know how is the preparation going on. Are you able to cope up with the syllabus, or have you all prepared your short notes? Are you done with your short notes for the upcoming sessions? All right, so keeping all these things in mind, let's get started for this particular session of sequence series. Okay, welcome all of you to this particular session. So today's session is a very interesting session, especially for sequence series, and for the students who feel sequence series is a difficult chapter. This particular session is going to help them a lot in order to understand how to solve the questions, or how should we get started on doing the questions, right? So it's very important to have a good understanding before we start. Okay, hi Madhav, how are you doing, Madhav? Okay, so before we start, I would again say my things again back is that before we start, it is very important to have a good understanding about the concepts. And for that, you can always refer to your book of NCRT, and you can always prepare the NCRT exemplar problems. Okay, you can always refer to this book of NCRT and NCRT exemplar problems to get started on this part. Okay, and I know you can, I can understand that you have already covered your for your JEE main, so maybe you have already done your short notes, right? Short notes must be done. So keeping all these things in mind, I would say again, if you are done with this, then this particular session is going to be very helpful to all of you, right? So with this particular note, let's get started on today's session on sequence series. Okay, so I hope you are all sitting with your notebook and pen and a paper, and let's get started on the questions. Okay, so today, and before we start with the concepts and the questions, I'm going to tell about the latest batch opening that we are going to start up live very soon. Is that we are going to launch our online batches for the upcoming JEE preparations. Okay, so students who are basically going to prepare for JEE mains and advanced 2026 and 2027, don't feel Sai, please try to contact on this particular number. Okay, please do contact on this particular number and get your seat done. Okay, so if you want to get access to this live lectures, materials, and any other topics, you can always contact on this particular number. The price is starting at rupees 999. Okay, so we are going to start up this batch very soon. This is going to be live batch, especially for the upcoming JEE mains and advanced examination. Okay, so this is going to be very useful for the students who are preparing for the 2026, who are currently in class 11 or class, or going to be in class 12, right? So that is very important. So do give it contact, do we give a call for the batch informations, and if you want any other details regarding how we are going to start the batch, how the schedule of the batch is going to look like, so you can always contact on this particular number to get the schedules and all those things. Okay, so with this, let's get started. So today our goal is to practice the previous year questions from sequence series. We're going to practice both MCQ, numerical types, and integer type questions. Okay, so before we start the session, it is very important to have a overall idea about the concepts on the sequence series. Okay, so please make sure that you have covered the sequence series, and then you are starting to watch this particular session. Okay, so we are gonna be starting doing these questions right now. So the question is on your screen. As you can see, first and foremost thing is that if you are done with the syllabus completion on sequence series, I would request all of you to please give it a look and try to solve this particular problem over here. So please try to solve this question. Try to give it a read. Okay, so as you can see, this giving up a question where it has a multiple set of digits in a particular number, right? So it says that this particular number that you have seen starting with 7 and then there are r times 5 and that the ending digit is 7 are basically denoting the r plus 2 digit number, where the first and the last digit are 7 and the remaining r digits are going to be 5. Now it is said that it is very interesting problem. It said that if the sum of the numbers, if the sum of these numbers consisting of first digit 7 and the last digit 7 also, so 77 plus 757 plus 7557 and so on up to the last number is 755, and this 5 is repeated, and this number of 5 is repeated 98 times, so the last digit is basically 100 digits. Okay, so this particular sum is given as S, and also it is said that S is represented as 755, where there are 99 fives, 99 fives and the last digit is 7 plus some m divided by n. That is what the number is talking about, right? So we have to try to establish this summation in terms of this particular format so that you are able to get the values of m and n, right? And it is said that m and n are both natural numbers, which is much lesser than 3000. So that with this particular notation you have to basically try to understand and try to get to this question. Okay, so before we start to begin with this question, what is more interesting to know is that when we take the summation over here, it's very important to have one understanding about the number theory, right? So for example, if I have a two-digit number like a and b, where a and b are the corresponding digits, right? So I can always write this number as a into 10 to the power 1 plus b into 10 to the power 0, right? So it's very important to have an understanding about the decimal numbers. So generally decimal numbers can be written like this, right? So depending upon the number of digits that are present in the number, we can always express that particular number in terms of the product of 10 multiples of 10, and then we can express it like this, right? So keeping all these things in mind, let us try to express the given summation. So if I take the summation over here, what I can see is that, so if I take the sum over here that is given over here, then what I can try to write this particular set of number as, so if I take 7 as common, since the first digit is 7, of all the numbers are 7, so what I can write is 7 as common, then it will be starting with 10 plus 10 square plus 10 cube, and then it will go up to 10 to the power 10, sorry, 10 to the power 99, right? 10 to the power 99, because this particular number has to be, because this particular number of digits are basically consisting of 99 digits, right? So it is always equal to 10 to the power number of digits that is preceding it, right? So it is going to be 10 to the power 99, right? Similarly, and if I take the second digit is 5 is common, so I will get the summation as 5 common with, or maybe I can take 50 as common in this case over here, then 1 plus 11 plus and so on up to, 1 1 1 1 1, and that is basically this number of ones are going to repeat at 98 times, and then at the end you're going to have 7 into 99, and you will at the end you will have 7 into 99, right? So these all sevens that you will be having up, right? So that will be last ending with 7 into 99. Now, as you can see, this particular sum that we have over here is basically nothing but a sum of our GP. These all sums are basically sum of our GP. So we will try to simplify this part out as, so I can write summation as 70 times of, now GP sum is basically going to be 10 to the power 99 minus 1 divided by 9 plus, and then this particular numbers I can do it in this follows. I can write this, I can divide it by 9 and I multiply with 9 to all these numbers, then in this case it will become 9, then it will become 99, and all these things will become multiple of 9, right? Now what I can do, write 9 as 10 minus 1, similarly 99 as 10 square minus 1, and if I do that, then I'm going to get the another GP, that is like, 50 upon 9 multiplied with 10 into 10 to the power 98 minus 1 divided by 9, and then we will have 98 ones, right, which I will be subtracting in, and at the end you will always have 7 into 99. Now, this particular summation can be simplified as 7 into 10 to the power 100 divided by 9 minus 70 upon 9 plus 50 upon 9 multiplied with 10 to the power 99 minus 1 minus 9 and divided by 9 minus 98 plus 7 into 99, right? Now I can simplify this expression much, then I can write it as 7 into 10 to the power 100 minus 70 plus 143 into 9 and whole divided by 9. Now this expression that you can see over here, that 7 to the power 100 minus 70, sorry, and there will be, like, I have missed out a number. So there will be one more part that I missed out, is that the numbers that will be, there will be like 5 times, there will be 99 times of this particular fives, right? There will be 99 times of 5, and then we'll have minus 550 plus 963, right? This is all coming from the calculations that you I'm doing it. Okay, so this there will be 99 times of 5s over here, and that will basically make up this particular number 7555 there, which this number of 5s are basically repeating 99 number of times, and then we have 7 plus 1210 divided by 9. So then we are able to establish this particular number where which is basically mentioned as of this particular form, which is mentioned as of this particular form over here. So comparing with this particular sum, I am able to get the value of m and n as follows. So m is coming out as 1210 and n is coming out as 9. So therefore, I have to find out the value of m plus n, which is basically equal to 1219, which is basically equal to 1219. Therefore, the numeric value of this particular problem is going to be equal to 1219. I hope this particular solution is clear to all of you. Alright, so please let me know if this is clear or not. Hi Sovik, sir, you are in which college and what is your branch? Sovik, you can find all my information in the description box. Okay, please try to follow the description box. You'll get all the information there. Okay. Okay, Sovik, please see watch the description box. You will find all the details. Okay, and if you want to get one-on-one mentorship, you can always contact the number that is present in the description box. Okay. So we can also book one-on-one online tuitions if you want that. And if you want one-on-one mentorship for your upcoming exams, or maybe you have done with the exams and you want counseling from me, you can always contact the number that is present in the description box. Okay, Sovik, is that clear, Sovik? Okay, so if you are solving this question, are you able to get the solution? Study with Jojo. Hello, sir. Hello, study with Jojo. How are you doing? How are you doing? So are you able to get this question? Every one of you, are you able to get this question? Because this is very interesting and a fantastic question that has been asked in the JEE Advanced 2023 paper. Okay, so if you look at the 2023 paper, this question was actually being asked from the chapter of sequence series. Okay, so this is a very wonderful question, and if you are comfortable with the concepts of the number theory, then only you will be able to solve this question. Okay, okay, wonderful. Study with Jojo. So are you able to solve this question? Study with Jojo. Were you able to solve this question? Do let me know if you have any questions. And if you're watching the session after the live class is over, you can always put your questions in the comment section. Okay, I'll be very happy to answer your comments. All right, so I hope this particular question is clear to all of you. Okay, so if this is clear, let's move to the next problem. Let's move to the next problem. Okay, so the next problem is another very interesting problem, right? And this is a very question from taken from the JEE Advanced previous year paper. So if you look at this problem, it is said that the sides or length of the sides or L1, L2 and so on up to L100. Sequence series is an interesting chapter. Yes, exactly study with Jojo. Sequence series is a very interesting chapter. Okay, all right. So L1 and going up to L100 at the consecutive terms of an arithmetic progression with a common difference D1. Similarly, W1 and 2W100 are the consecutive terms of another arithmetic progression with the common difference D2. And it is also said that the product of D1 and D2, the product of D1 and D2 is given as 10. Right. So you have multiple APs. So you have your first AP, which is basically consisting of terms like L1, L2, and so on up to L100, where the common difference is D1. And the second AP we have W1 and so on up to W100, where the common difference is D2. Now it is said that for each I going from 1 to 100, Ri be the rectangles, Ri be the rectangles with with the length Li, right, and the width is basically Wi. So therefore ith rectangle area is going to be Li into Wi. That is very simple, because we know that the area for rectangle is just product of length into the breadth, right? So now it is said that if the difference of the area of the 51th rectangle to with the 50th rectangle, the area difference is basically as 1000. If the area difference is given as 1000, then you have to find out what is the area difference of 100th rectangle and the 90th rectangle. That is your question. Okay. So you have to find out this particular value based on this particular given results, right? So what I'm going to do over here is that now looking at this problem, if I try to find out what is the area of the 51th and then subtract with the 50th area, this is nothing but is going to be L51 W51 minus L50 W50, right? And that thing is given as 1000, right? So with this particular information, I have to try to establish a relation such that so what I can do over here is that what I can try to establish is that I can always write this L51 as L1 plus 50 times of D1 multiplied with W1 plus 58 times of D2 minus L1 plus 49 times of D1 multiplied with W1 plus 49 times of D2, and that particular difference is given as 1000, right? Now further simplifying it, I can do the multiplication and then I can simplify it out further as, so what I can try to write it as L1 W1 plus 2500 D1 D2 plus 50 times of L1 D2 plus D1 W1 D1 W1, right? I can write it as D1 W1, right? And minus 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 this one information, that is L1 W1 plus 49 times of 49 times of 49 to 49 times of D1 D1 D2, and then we'll have 49 times of L1 D2 plus W1 D1, and that particular difference is given as 1000, right? So on solving this further, what I'm going to get it is as follows. So if I try to solve this L1 W1 get cancelled out, and similarly D1 D2 information is known to us. So what I'm going to get it is over here is that I'm going to get the value of this particular unknown, that is L1 D2 plus D1 W1, that will come out as equal to 10. That will come out as equals to 10, right? Now knowing this information, I'm going to apply the same information towards A100 minus A99, and that particular thing can much simplified further as, so what you can do is that if you try to simplify this part out further, you're going to get it as 99 whole square minus 98 whole square. Okay, you can try to do this calculation on your own. I have done it. So from that result, you will get this 99 whole square minus 89 whole square D1 D2 plus 10 times of L1 D2 plus W1 D1, right? Now this is much simplified because you know the value of L1 D2 and W1 D1, and you put this in this expression and then you simplify it further, you're going to get this expression coming out as 18900. So 18,900 is going to be the correct answer for this particular problem over here. So therefore, the numeric value of the difference of the area is going to come out as 18900. So the numeric value is going to come out as 18900. I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this particular part is clear to all of you. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you have any questions so far. Is this solution clear to all of you? Is this part of the solution is clear to all of you? Yes, no, anything? You can always let your questions in the live chat. Okay. সৌভিক দাদা তোমার last 15 days strategy কি ছিল JEE advance এর জন্য? See, for JEE advance what I did is that I tried to ensure a good understanding on the basics part. First of all, that is most important, okay? Because if your basics is clear, you can clear any types of questions, okay? So first and foremost thing, please try to ensure that your basics are clear, okay? And secondly, I was solving more on previous year questions, okay? I was solving more previous year questions and trying to understand what is the pattern in the previous year question that is being asked up, okay? And along with that, I was doing a short notes revision. I was doing good amount of revision with the short notes because that is very important, okay? So you have to have all the concepts at your fingertips, okay? Because for advance it is very important to understand the questions and then apply it, right? So for that, the having a good understanding about the concepts in a one particular one step going, right? So it's very important. So please make sure that you do that and you have all your concepts remembered at your fingertips, okay? If you're able to think about on this particular thing, right? So everything will be taken care of easily. Okay, so wait, and don't worry much about what is going to happen or not. Okay, rather, if your concepts are clear, if you have done a proper practice, if you have done a practice, then things will be very, very simple. Okay, so make sure that you have done a lot of practice. Okay, if you haven't done, you can still practice difficult questions, but especially for maths, what you can do is that try to solve different types of question, which will basically consist of like questions mixed and matched with different chapters, right? So for example, if you're solving questions from integrals, maybe you can try to combine integrals with vector calculus, vector algebra, right? Or maybe 3D geometry. Okay, or maybe you can include questions of probability, which involves questions from which involves permutation combinations. Okay, or maybe some statistics data is also required. Okay, so if you do in, make sure that you are taking care of these particular things, then your JEE advanced preparation is going to be very, very nice step. Okay, so don't worry much on this particular part. Rather, what I would say, focus on the basics. Do solve questions. You can always solve practice papers. You can solve solved examples, lot of solved examples. You can practice questions from the any of the standard textbooks that is available in the market. Okay, so if you're done with that thing, everything will be taken care of easily. Okay, is it okay, Sovik? Okay, so with this particular note, let's move to the next problem. Let's move to the next problem. So the next problem we have with us is a question which is basically another very interesting problem, which is going to use the concept of the inequality, that is the AM-GM inequality. This is one of the most important inequality if you need to solve questions which involves maxima and minima without using the ideas of the calculus, right? So if you look at the problem over here, it is said that m is the minimum value of log log 3 to the power y1 plus 3 to the power y2 plus 3 to the power y3 with the base as given as 3, right? Where y1, y2 and y3 are all real numbers. And also it is said that y1 plus y2 plus y3 is equals to 9. Similarly, capital M is the largest or maximum of log x1 base 3 plus log x2 base 3 plus log x3 base 3, where x1, x2, x3 are the positive real numbers, such that again x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 9, right? So based on this, you have to find out this value small m and capital M, and from that you have to answer this particular numeric solution or the integer value over here, right? So how we shall proceed with this question, right? Now, before we start to answer the question, I will try to explain you the most important property that you can understand over here is that you always know that your arithmetic mean is obviously greater than or equal to geometric mean, right? So if I try to apply it, first and foremost thing you have to understand how will I apply it, right? So if you look at this particular set of numbers that is present over here, and you take the sum of that, 3 times of 3 to the power y1 plus 3 to the power y2 plus 3 to the power y3, and if these are the three numbers and you take the arithmetic mean of that, so divided by 3, this arithmetic mean will be greater than the geometric mean. So geometric mean will be simply given as 3 to the power y1 multiplied with, so that I can write as y1 plus y2 plus y3 whole to the power 1 upon 3, right? Now interestingly, why did I take the geometric mean in this way? So I know the value of y1 plus y2 plus y3, which is nothing but equal to 9, and therefore this particular part of the number is going to be equal to 3 to the power 3, right? So therefore from this particular part, what I get is that if I take log of this number with respect to base as 3, then it should be greater than, 1 plus, then it should be greater than, so this particular value is going to be 3 to the power 4. So therefore this particular value is going to be greater than 4. This particular value is going to be greater than 4, right? So therefore what I can understand, the minimum value of this particular expression that I have it over here is going to be equals to 4. So the minimum value m is equal to small m is going to be equal to 4. I hope this is clear to all of you, right? Now similarly for solving the next part, what is more interesting is that in the next part I'm going to use the properties. First and foremost, if I take the three numbers as x1 plus x2 plus x3, and then I take the arithmetic mean which is greater than the geometric mean as follows, right? Then this particular part, and if I take log on both the sides, if I take log on both the sides, then this particular part is going to be greater than, and whole divided by 3. This particular part is going to be greater than 1/3 times of log x1 base 3 plus log x2 base 3 plus log x3 base 3 and whole multiplied by 1/3. Now this particular value also I know it. This is going to be equal to 1, and if you look at this number, this particular part, this log part of x1 plus log of x2 base 3 plus log of x3 base 3 is less than or equal to 3, which makes the maximum value of this particular quantity, that is m, is equals to 3. Therefore from this particular part you will get the value of m, which is equals to 3. So therefore your answer, that is log base 2 small m cube plus log of capital M square base 3, this particular part is going to be equal to, so this particular part is going to be equal to 3 times of log 4 base 2 plus 2 times of log 3 base 2, and then log 3 base 3, and then this particular part is going to be equal to 8. This is going to be equal to 8. So simply the answer to this particular problem is going to be equal to 8. Therefore the numeric value of this answer is going to be equal to 8. Is this part clear to all of you? Are you all getting the answer as 8? Are you all of you getting the answer as 8? Hello Tennyson. Hello Tennyson. Bhaiya, can I do dummy in 12th? CBSE is not providing dummy. Coaching made the session at 2 p.m. I don't know what to do. No, nice. Yes, Tennyson. You can always do the dummy classes, okay? And dummy in class 12, okay? That is a better advantage also, is that if you do the dummy schooling in class 12, you will have much more time to prepare for your mains part as well as your advanced part, okay? So it will be giving you a better added advantage rather than the other students who are going to school and then they are having a hard time in taking the coaching and then they are doing that, right? So I would rather suggest that you can work on that part also, that so you can take a dummy school in class 12. But again, the class 12 result is also very important, okay? So think about that, okay? Maybe you will try to find out some of the other which is a CBSE affiliated school, because if you get a CBSE affiliated school, then scoring a high weightage marks in class 12 is also very easy, okay? Because if you enroll in state board and then the marking pattern is different, in that case you will be having difficulty to score very high score in class 12th, okay? And honestly speaking, class 12 score or the class 12 mark sheet do matters, okay? Do matters in stages of life, okay? So even if you go for any higher studies like your masters, or you go for your MBA, or in post graduation, your class 12th result also do matters, okay? Maybe when you go out for different studies, your class 12 mark sheet is also very important and is required in every stages also, right? And one fun fact is that even if you go to get a visa of different countries like some European visa or some US or UK visas, right, you also need to show your class 10th and class 12th mark sheet as well, okay? So maybe having a good score in English and other subjects will be very beneficial, and it's like a cherry on a top. State board checking is bad. Yes, I understand state board checking is bad. That's why I'm saying that get a CBSE affiliated dummy school, which is not very rare to find out, but it is definitely there. Okay, maybe some check it out. You will be able to get some. Okay, because in that case it's very useful to you also, right? Because in that case you will be able to dedicate much more time into this particular JEE preparation, and along with that you can be able to manage the school part as well, right? So that will be a wonderful option. Okay, so look into it. If you can get it, it's good. If you not, we can always try to balance out the times, okay? Because that will also teach you the time management skill as well, okay? So work on it. You can definitely get a solution out of it, okay? Is this clear, Tennyson? Is this clear? Please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you have any questions. Do you have any questions? Okay, so if you have any questions regarding the question that I've solved over here, you can always put that in the live chat. I hope this question is clear to all of you. I hope this question is clear to all of you. Was my solution clear to all of you? Yes, no? Can I give a SNS J advanced question? Can I give a J? How can I take your question, Tennyson? Because I have kept my own previous year questions, because this particular session is especially for the students who are going to give the J advanced this year. Okay, so these sessions are basically for that. Okay, maybe you can comment out your question in the comment section. Okay, I will try to help your answer with that. Okay, maybe I will help you to try to solve that question, or maybe I will clear your doubts as well. Okay, or maybe if you want to take mentorship or one-to-one session, you can always contact the number. Okay, you can contact me on the number that is mentioned in the description box. Okay, if you want to get solution over there, you can always put that. I will comment in the YouTube. Yeah, wonderful. You can comment on the YouTube, or you can also contact me on the number that is provided. Okay, there is a pinned comment in the live chat. You can see. I hope you can contact the number. Okay, that can help you to connect with me. Okay, so with this, let's move to the next problem. The next problem is a very interesting problem. It says that your A1, A2 and A3 are the sequence of the positive integers in the arithmetic progression with the common difference given as 2, right? And it is also said that there are B1, B2 and B3 which are a sequence of positive integers which are in geometric progression with a common ratio 2. And it said that the first term of the arithmetic progression and the geometric progression are the same. That is your A1 is equals to B1 is equals to C. Yes, yes, Tennyson, you can comment in here as well. Okay, maybe if you comment in the after the session is over, that is better, because the live chat comment might go away. Okay, the live chat comment might go away, so maybe you can comment in the session is over. After the session is over, please comment on the video. Okay, so then it is said that then you have to find a number of possible solutions of C's for which the equality, for which this equality, that is 2 times of a1 plus a2 and so on up to an is equals to b1 plus b2 and so on up to bn holds for some integer value, some positive integer of n, right? So based on this information, it is very easy to solve that. So we know the summation of n terms of an AP is simply given out as n by 2 into 2 times of a1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference, which is given as 2, right? And then this is basically equal to the summation of the n terms of a geometric progression. So n terms of a geometric progression, the common ratio is basically given as, so that is basically b1 into the common ratio is given as 2 whole to the power n minus 1 divided by 1, right? Now I have to try to do a hidden trial solution from this particular equation over here. So if I do that by doing some hidden trial over here, what you will get a closed equation as follows, that is c times 2 to the power n minus 2n minus 1 is equals to 2n square minus 2n, right? And therefore, since your c is basically a natural number, since your c is a natural number, then since your c is belong to natural number, therefore 2n square minus 2n should be greater than 2n 2 to the power n minus 2n minus 1, and rather what you can simplify it as 2n square plus 1 should be greater than 2 to the power n, and this basically brings you to a hard conclusion that your n should be less than or equals to 6. This brings you to the conclusion that n should be basically less than or equal to 6. And since your c is also positive, that basically means n should be greater than 2 also, right? So therefore, with this you will have left out with the possible values of n as 3, 4, 5 and 6. So these are the possible values of n that can be formed over here. So based on the possible values of c's can be equals to 12, c value can be equal to 12, c value can be equal to 8 by 3, but unfortunately this is not belonging to natural number, so this cannot be a possible solution. Similarly, if I put n is equal to 5, I'll get the value of c is equals to, I'll get the c value is equals to 40 upon 29, which is not again a natural number, so this is also not possible. Similarly, n is equal to 6, I will get c value is equals to 60 by 51, which is again not equals to natural number, so this is also not possible. Therefore, the only possible values of c for for n equals to 3 is going to be equal to 12. Therefore, the number of possible values of c for which you will have a positive integer is going to be equal to 1. So there are only one possible solution where there for which the values of c is basically an integer, is a natural number, and it is holding for the n belongs to the positive integers. Okay, so based on this particular condition, if you try to solve this question, it's very simple to solve this in this way. Okay, so I hope this solution is clear to all of you, right? I hope this particular solution is clear to all of you. Please let me know in the live chat. Okay, so your question is, let a, b, c be the positive integer such that by is an integer, and a, b, c are in geometric progression, and the arithmetic mean of a, b, c is b plus 2, then the value of a square plus a minus 14 by a plus 1 is. See, yes, Tennyson, this is a very simple problem. Okay, okay, let me answer your question. Okay, let me answer your question. So it is said that a, b and c are the positive integers. Your a, b, c are the positive integers. Okay, and then and then it's a very simple problem. Okay, don't worry. And then it is said that, just give me a minute. Yeah, so your a, b and c are basically given as positive integers, are given as positive integers, and then you will have, yes, so then you will have, and it is also said that your b by a, your b by a is also an integer, your b by a is also an integer, and it said that a, b, c are in geometric progression. So if three numbers in geometric progression, then b square is given as ac. That's the important condition, that you get one equation from here, right? Now it is said that the arithmetic mean of a, b and c is basically given as b plus 2. So with this you will get it as a plus b plus c is equals to 3 times of b plus c, and therefore you will have another equation from here, is that your a minus 2b plus c is equal to 6. Now you know that these three numbers are in GP, so what you can also replace over here with the common ratio, let us consider the GP has a common ratio r. Okay, so what you can also do is over here is that you can write it as a plus ar plus ar square, right? Now why I am doing it is that if you consider the a as the first term, then this will be basically the consecutive terms, right? So if they are in AP, these will be the consecutive terms, so I can write it AR in AR square, right? And divided by 3, it is given as equals to AR plus 2. So what I'm doing is that instead of having 3 variables over here, I'm trying to reduce it to 2 variables. And from here, I get a result as AR square minus 2R plus A is equal to 6. Right. Now what I can do, I can take a as common, and then I can write this expression over here as r square. Okay, I missed it, a over here. So then I can write it r square minus 2r plus 1 is basically given as 6 by upon a. Now since this a is an integer, so 6 upon a is also going to be an integer. This particular part is also going to be an integer, right? So therefore, this r minus 1, this r minus 1 whole square should be an integer, that is basically given as 6 upon a. Now if this is an integer, this can be possible integers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 as the possible values of the integer, right? Therefore from this particular solution, what you can see that if you put, so this is basically the possible values of a that you can put over here, which basically result in either 6, or if you put a is equal to 2, then it will be 3. Since a is equal to 3, then it will be 2. If you put a is equal to 4, then it won't be an integer, so this cannot be possible. If you put a is equal to 5, it won't be an integer, not possible. Similarly 1, right? So if you look over here, the perfect square is out of all these 4 numbers, the perfect square is only 1. So therefore the r value that is possible is equals to 2, and for which you will have the a only possible values of a is equals to 6. The only possible values of a is equals to 6, and therefore from this result, from this particular result, that you need to find it out, that is your a square plus a minus 14, a minus 14 divided by a plus 1 is equals to, if you solve it, so 36 plus 6 minus 14 divided by 6 plus 1, that is 7, right? So that is going to come out as 28 upon 7, right? That is going to be equal to 28 upon 7, that is going to be equal to 4. Yeah, so therefore you will have the answer is equals to 4. Is this clear to you, Tennyson? Tennyson, is this question clear? Yes, Tennyson, is this question clear to you? Yes, Tennyson, your JEE Advanced 2014 question, is this clear? So this is very simple. Okay, you have to understand and have an open-minded idea. Okay, since you have to write the answer as equal to integer, so this is the idea that you need to apply over here in order to get the question. Okay, I don't know why I got r is equal to root 6 minus 1. See the solution over here, Tennyson. See the solution over here. Is this clear? Check the solution that I have done over here. Yeah, but I don't know why I got root 6 minus 1. You won't get root 6 minus 1. Please try it out again. Okay. See, if you have r as root 6 minus 1, then that is not an integer. That won't get result into an integer. Okay. So make sure that you are doing it correctly. Don't forget, it should be an integer over here. Okay. Maybe you have done it wrong. Okay, somewhere. Please check it again and please try to do the problem in this way. ठीक है ना टेंशन? Is this clear, Tennyson? We will tell. Okay, wonderful. That is clear, right? So this is all for today's session on sequence series we have with us. Okay, now we are going to come off live again with the next important topic on maths, especially for JEE Advanced upcoming session. So stay tuned for this. And if you're new to this particular channel, I would say please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to never miss out any upcoming notification. Okay, so with this, I would request all of you to please have a good practice and please keep on doing the practice of the previous year question. And along with that, you can always practice question from the your concept textbook. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Vivid Tales, for your amazing words. Okay, I am always here for your support. Okay, so someone who is preparing for J Advance, definitely you can feel that I'm giving you advanced concepts. Okay, clear. Okay, so make sure that you do the practice as mentioned over here, and also please make sure that you prepare the short notes. Okay, and if you want any live classes, you want to get enrolled for the upcoming batches, you can always contact the number that is given on the description box, also in the live chat that is pinned up in the live chat. Okay, so get one-to-one interaction, or maybe you want to get the live batches or the online tuition batches, you can always contact in that particular number. Okay, so with this, I end my session over here. Thank you. So thank you for your attention and all the best. Keep on practicing the question.